I'm Dane Smidt. I'm Jack Smitt's dad.
My name is Sarah Smidt, and I'm Jack Smitt's mom. He has SMARCC2-Related Disorder. Jack is outgoing. He likes to go and see and do. He's always on the move.
Oh, Jack's a little ball of energy. You wake up in the morning, first thing he does is just go run straight in the living room and jump on the couch, stuff like that.
High energy. There's not a lot of lounging at our house.
He does love to go outside. Anytime he's outside, we go to the park and he loves to have a good time there. But he'll just want to run around and just explore the whole entire place.
Oh my gosh, he's so smart. He's so good at figuring things out. And I think the notion of traditional intelligence is such a joke because, and it's made me really realize that with Jack, because he's always putting things together and puzzling things out and finding new ways to deal with issues he has, problems he has, communication issues. He's always finding new ways to get his point across to us. I think that his curiosity is probably one of my favorite things about him. Coffin-Siris Syndrome is a genetic disorder that displays with physical traits and also intellectual and developmental disabilities. In general, the Coffin-Siris family is made up of about 500 to 1,000 kids worldwide. Some of the physical traits are super thick hair and eyebrows. Jack has really thick hair, the best hair ever. Also, some kids don't have the presence of a fifth, I believe, it's varying from case to case, but could be the presence of a fingernail that they're missing or even a digit on their hand or feet. So that's a lot of times, that's one of the big tells. Hypotonia is part of his genetic disorder. That's one of the manifestations is hypotonia, and his muscle weakness is mostly facial, tongue, and we've noticed it in his neck and upper back. Yeah, so that's what causes probably most of his speech issues. SMARCC2-related disorder. A lot of the kids have problems with regulation, and with those issues comes, behavior, aggressive outbursts, that's one of the traits of his disorder. So we didn't get our diagnosis until November of 2023. The diagnosis process was long. His case of SMARCC2-related disorder is he's the only one with his particular variant. Which is kind of cool, but also really frustrating because we don't really know what that long run prognosis looks like. We have no idea. Even if he had one of the more common variations, there's still not a lot of case study. And not a lot of doctors even know it exists. So it's kind of, it's one of those things that you just kind of watch and ask questions and tackle things as they come up, really. Autism is a co-diagnosis for Coffin-Siris a lot of times. So we really started noticing with Jack that he was having some delays at 18 months. He had a bit of a regression. His speech kind of backslid, and he was not playing typically. So it wasn't just like a plateau. It was like we fell off the earth as far as developmental milestones. We knew that something was going on, and once we got through our first autism microarray and our first MRI, they wanted to send us to behavioral for autism, but he had some other physical things going on, and I just was not convinced that was the only thing we were dealing with. Possibly one of the things, but not the only thing. And so I just kept pushing 4 years. After doing some MRIs and some other testing and lots of therapy, they got us into their Genetic Answers for Kids program at Children's Mercy. And through that, Dane and I were able to give DNA samples, and Jack, they took his blood while he was under for an MRI, which is so nice that they can do that. It took about 3 years to get there, but after they took our blood, it was about 6 weeks.
I remember the day she called me with it, that I was working, and I sat down for about 5-10 minutes, and I remember I do hardwood floors, and the homeowner came in and was like, "Are you okay?" And I told him about what was going on. He was like, oh my goodness, because I had just, as she was telling me, I was looking it up, and I said, wow, only 250 kids currently worldwide have been diagnosed with Coffin-Siris. It was a bit of a relief, but like I said, once you kind of started figuring out what was going on, you're like, oh, okay, so currently there's nothing anybody can do for it, but at the same time, there is, so we're just gonna have to go travel down that road whenever we get there. Hopefully he has a slightly normal life. That would be nice to see him have some sort of more friends, a bit of a community for himself.
I hope that Jack is happy, I mean, I think that's what we all hope for our kids, that they find things that give them fulfillment and happiness in life. And my goals for Jack really aren't any different, I hope that he gets to participate in the world around him in whatever way makes Jack happiest.